All right, we're back. We're back for the UK session. What a crappy price action. Still in that range. Oops, this is twice Ethereum. Major range is marked. Marked it earlier. Can lock it now. Difficult price action. When I left, when I got stopped out of my trade, I was looking a little bit later. I just looked on my phone. I looked at this for a nice area for a retest, and damn, that was a good trade, because it sort of flipped long with that W here, whereas a bit of a deep retrace, but with only 2 drops, and reclaim of the EMAs here, and that retest of that breaker. I wasn't trading, I just looked at my phone. I was outside of my station, but yeah, I was eyeing this potentially. Just such a beautiful trade. 3.6R. It just keeps happening. The missing the good setups, entering on the bad ones. But so far, this demand didn't hold, turned out into a breaker. Got retested here at the end of UK. We're still within Asia range, but we are below 50% of it. And yeah, good breaker retest here as well on Ethereum. A little bit deeper. This is a good example of when you do enter a trade of a breaker. Usually, like this one, I said I eyed. Maybe not the long, short, long. Usually put your stop loss below the breaker, but there's instances like last week, I think it was, where I raised my stop loss underneath and I got stopped out by 30 cents. And if you were trading, this is an example of where sometimes it just goes higher. And even if you gave it a little bit of buffer, it probably still would have been stopped out. Right, 1 minute to the open. This is still pretty average. There's a beautiful trade of Monday's range here. This is a really aggressive entry, but I think this came on the highest volume. That candle right into that supply here. I started this big down move. This is the first one I would mark after this big US drop, which we had a reaction, retested again. That was the supply that I was angry I didn't enter off on Monday, because it was the low of previous week as well. There was such a beautiful trade here. I was waiting to have W and retest. We sort of did get that retest, but yeah, I didn't think we'll drop that like this. It is what it is. But yeah, just to say, nice tap if you're an aggressive trader of just a wick like this of a sweep. Well, you're sitting in a pretty good trade now. You enter after that candle. This is a good sit to be in. But yeah. Market is open. I don't have any crazy structure or bias here for what just happened. Just same as what it's been throughout the end of US and that Asia session, which is quite quite difficult to have a bias. Simply. I thought this was still a bit bullish, and there's potentially we'd take all those highs at some point, but we are not. And Ethereum is still ranging here and rejecting, and my higher time frame trade, which has the stop up here, still good. My entry was way below, so I'm still in drawdown on this one. But yeah, this is average. This still feels like a retrace, like one of those, even though we had this big displacement, this big push, and you had, inverse fair value gap retested here, but now it's just rejecting again. And this we might just get this all week. We're only Tuesday, but we might still get all week until NFP on Friday. Ethereum has been hovering around the monthly open for over the whole weekend and this week. Difficult to make a trade out of that, and yeah, I've missed trades, and I decided I need to grow some balls a bit and execute a bit more on setup that are not as perfect as I would like to see them, and I got burnt twice this week. So we'll take it easy. We'll wait for the perfect setup now, and I really don't want to have those accounts going more into a drawdown. So maybe another session of nothing happening, which is part of trading. I put my levels back. Oh, we're not open yet, by the way. Sorry, it's the gap. We're still in the gap. Still got 25 minutes. What I was looking at on Bitcoin, and I said this morning, is you clearly got 3 drops down. You got ugly W, rise 1, and we are retracing now, but we might just create a range, retap that 50 EMA again, and still get a rise level 2 if we are to stay bullish, especially after this massive move up. Like, there is intent in that, but And tomorrow I'm traveling for the day, so I won't be streaming. I'll be trading if I can, if I find a spot to be able to trade calmly. I should be able to. Mm, but yeah, it won't be any streams. Might do streams Thursday and Friday after work. But after work, it's about 1 hour into about half an hour to an hour into the UK session, which sometimes good, setup presents after. So I just won't be there for the open. Question is this area here valid now for a retest from the underside? It's not the cleanest. I wouldn't base my trading just off that, but we might just get a rejection and keep going down. That Monday's range has just been really nice. Such a good trade so far. If I was in profit, in the green on the accounts, I'd be more inclined to take riskier trades, but it's not the case now. Just have to be patient. Like I said, we only Tuesday as well. We've only seen Asia. Gonna be watching paint dry again. Is there any news other than NFP? Like, I don't really pay attention to them, but because we got nothing to do, No, this is gone. Today, US Joe's job opening. Just unemployment claims, basic stuff. It's nice retest so far. It's not just. It's just I can't open this trade. It's just not good enough. You know, nothing makes sense. Monday's range into supply 50% of the week. I saw it on my phone. It's not my style of trading, but you know, this would have been a good trade. A lot of confluence. 4 hour 200 EMA here. So much confluence. What would you be sitting at right now? About a 2 hour trade almost. Quite nice. Is this possibility? Range, take the high, come down, take the lows, maybe retest 50% of the Monday's range, rebalance, tap this imbalance, maybe still could stay somewhat bullish, react from there, hold 50%, move higher. All right, it's a dump so far on Bitcoin. What a good trade that was. Nothing crazy apart from that, you know. Getting a new bike, mountain bike, tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. Don't forget the fun side. You know, trading is quite difficult and demanding. You have to remind yourself to just live your life and enjoy everything else outside of it. Have to be able to have a decent work that pays all right, or that pays enough so you can trade like I do. Yeah, and just enjoy life outside of trading, and I really have trading as a plus. It does help to be a bit more detached about trading. Oh man, that Monday's range sweep, fuck, was such a good trade. Such a good trade. Oh, oh, it always feels like eternity to be on the streams. I need more people to watch so we can chat and interact. 2 minutes to the open. It's really nothing to make off price. What could we do in the meantime? Still holding that range. Like I said, potentially we get that rise level 2. Well, we are in the session. What do we get? What are we having so far? We're having that bounce. Still in that range. It's official. I hate bear markets. Nah, there is an opportunity to make money. There is good trades to take, and we do get stuff like this as well during the bull market. It's just one of those weeks. Hopefully we'll get plenty more by the end of the week. Plenty good setups. A bit more clarity on them. It is so bad. I don't even feel like this is a good short, neither from the 50% of Asia. It's, I don't see what can present itself that would motivate me to open a trade. But we'll see. We'll stay patient. What are the altcoins doing? Let's just be curious. Same crappy price action. See how took those lows, we held them here. Somewhat of a W rise. Maybe we're creating another W here of the 50 EMA. I don't see anything too bearish. It's more so like price is building up to finally break out of it. It's just bad. And when it's bad, just don't do anything. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. That's really what the market's doing to me. Alright, this takes too long to load. Back to Bitcoin. Oh, Jesus Christ. We haven't even done 15 minutes. We've just done 15 minutes into the session. It's bad. It is bad. It is bad. This makes me want to nap so bad. I just had a coffee and I feel like the most tired ever. What just happened? Price is doing seek and destroy. You really don't want to fuck around. Because you're gonna find out. That 1 hour is still bullish. 11 minutes before it closes. Oh, it's a disease. Hey, mate. Oh, nice. You're in profit on the evaluation. That's nice. Good to hear. I've been struggling lately, so in drawdown. I lost my funded in December, and just been struggling since to get back on the horse properly. Probably bear market vibes. What are you trading? What assets do you trade mostly? Okay, Zcash. Mainly those two. Which one's your best performer? I know that throughout my last year, when I started to be slightly profitable, I was still trading altcoins, um, but it was too much work to add. I was scanning the altcoins like I would just scan like this quickly, tapping through the charts and see what was clean and obvious, for example. But I decided to stop, and then I realized I was actually negative on Bitcoin for throughout the year. Green on Ethereum, actually more green on altcoins. So altcoins were my biggest profits, but I stopped because I think I can just do with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and especially now I feel like altcoins are difficult. Maybe once we get back through the bull market, we'll get good setups. Sometimes you get good setups on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and if you find the same setup on an altcoin, you're gonna have way more volatility. You can catch a bigger move. Let's look at Zcash. Zcash has been holding pretty well since where was the October daily? Oh no, it popped. It popped. Yeah, there. Well, never looked at Zcash. Yeah, it's sort of compressing now. Oops. Trying to make a bit of sense of price action, but damn. We have reclaimed 50% of Asia so far. Like I said, we might still be ranging before we pop higher here, but nothing so far. Nothing crazy so far. Alright, what was I? It's so tricky. I hate when price does this though. See all these wicks up and down and up and down. A lot of whips, so this is a bit better. Thanks, man. Appreciate the message and the little chat. And I hope you pass your evaluation as well. You close from target, so I don't know if you're trading on breakout as well or Kraken, but you'd be not far from target, so just be careful. Preserve this preserve the profits and the little buffer that you have. Be patient. Hope you the best as well. And thanks for the chat. Makes me feel less alone, less boring. Patience, man. Patience is the hardest thing. I didn't take no trades last week. Been very patient and picky with my trades and missed a couple setups. And I did the same yesterday. Market open in Asia, and then not forced setups, but decided to be a bit more ballsy on my entries and just took two losses for the week. So we'll wait again. Like I said, all this is just crap. It's just bad. This was the clean entry on Monday, retesting low of previous week. That supply. That's rejection information here. Should have entered that trade here. Hindsight, obviously. I wanted a clean break and retest, which we sort of did here, but it's just wasn't too so keen to be that involved the opening of the week. And obviously I just bit my fingers for the whole of Asia session. We'll wait till we get something nicer, hopefully by the end of the week. Otherwise, next week. The thing with this price action is that you end up looking for something and forcing something. So much better to wait until something is just bang. You don't hesitate on it. So bad, so bad. It really is the kind of session where I just want to quit it. Because usually I'll look higher time frame, be like, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck we're doing. But sometimes it looks crap and there is a setup. Like this setup in US quite difficult because we had up and down a fair bit, but this was this nice retest of the 50. I remember when I got stopped off my shorts on Ethereum, I thought, there's a long here. We're actually gonna retrace long, probably recover all of Asia's move, and we did. But it was time to go to bed for me, and I just accepted my loss on Ethereum and moved on. But yeah, that reclaim of the EMAs and like I've drawn here, that somewhat of a W here. That was clean. No, it wasn't clean. It wasn't clean, but I knew there was a long here. This was just like a big manipulation at the open, just to reclaim everything and keep going higher. And when you look at, was it on the 5 minute or maybe the 15? You got 2 weeks up and down. Yeah. You have this big wick to the upside. This felt really fishy. My stop loss was up here and missed my stop loss, but having this big wick, I was like, oh no, I think we're just gonna keep going higher and just recover this whole week. So when you got wick to the upside, wick to the downside, whichever wick they leave for you, which in this case was the one to the downside, started recovering to the upside, recovered more than 50% of that week, and then see on this one retested and pushed higher, entry long. But yeah, sometimes you end up getting a setup. Just feels so damn risky. And that's not what I want to do right now, is take on risk. I've got my normal journal for my trades, TradeZilla, the software, and I have a paper journal here that I write down my thoughts, my ideas, throughout the week every day. So let's see. Every session, what I feel like, how was the session, stuff like this. I like to write more than type into software. So for like immediate thoughts and feeling, this is good. Having those videos as well now is really good because I can rewatch myself and see how I was behaving, especially sometimes when I misread the market, with the advantage of hindsight. It's always good. So I'm definitely journaling a lot. TradeZilla is definitely the best, keeping track of everything month by month, year by year. Tag your trades, mark what works, what doesn't work. Whereas if you've got a setup that you think you're good at and then you check back through TradeZilla and it ends up being a 20% win rate on this setup, just may as well get rid of it. This is how you progress. This is how I went back through my trading since the start of the year and trying to work out what I was doing wrong. And micromanaging my trades, thinking I knew more about the market now with my 3 years experience, was the biggest mistake. Rejection of the 50 here on Bitcoin, the few wicks to the upside. About 2 minutes to the next candle close. Could be something. It's the same as, am I forcing something? Do I want to take that extra risk right now? To that low, it's 2-hour trade. Tricky. Not entering this, Tony. Be more patient. Wait for something cleaner, it's only Tuesday. But yeah, sweep up here, break off the 50. It's not a massive decent break with a huge volume, and now a retest, bearish retest. If I was green on the account, I would take that trade. Not now. Not now. I like to see that if anyone got short of that candle here, retesting all the EMAs, 50% of Asia at the open, the first 15-minute candle, that this high got taken here. This is a good sign. We still respected that big wick to the upside here. Respected 50% of it. Didn't even have a body close into that wick. Obviously, this trade's gonna play out. It has to, it has to play out. Because all the ones I don't take that I think are pretty good, they do play out. It's the ones that I don't take. It's the ones that I take, so not playing out. I like this on it, just like the setup, just like the setup of the candles, but nothing to say here. What is this? I don't want to enter a trade that I'm not very confident in, because then I'm gonna be stressing out. I'll be patient and I'll have the really good setup presenting. Yeah, not in this trade, by the way. This is just this was an idea. Don't want to execute on it. I'm gonna wait. There's no point. I was gonna say I'm gonna wait 4 minutes, but there's no point waiting 4 minutes. There's nothing's gonna present in 4 minutes. I usually still have 2 hours into my trading session, so even if I stop the stream, I'll keep have an eye on it. It's just I'd rather do something else in the meantime until we get some action. Come back in half an hour, maybe something better is gonna be there. One thing I do like to watch is that 3 hour mark, whether it's in Asia. So 1:30. It was here. We pushed a little bit before, but yeah, 3 hour mark in Asia or in UK, which is 8:30 p.m. my time. Just put this gray. Here is the time where I stop my trading session, but at the same time, I'll look at price because sometimes you have setup forming, and at that 3 hour mark, you get a liquidity injection. It's something I've noticed over the years, and that I didn't have to backtest it. It just keeps happening. Not all the time, but it is a good timing to have a setup. And I looked it up if there was a reason, and then I ended up finding a reason as why what happened at this certain time. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't remember it. But it was justifying my idea. All right, quitting it for today. See you. It's probably not tomorrow, unless I won't be doing any stream tomorrow. But Thursday or Friday, UK session. Probably, maybe. See ya. Bye bye.